The best of the Morning X
with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.
Prestigious event over the weekend, stripped of all advertising, stripped of all clutter on the television. Actually, CBS, televises it for free just for the honor of putting the Masters on the tube. So what do? You send Rich down to deal with not the Masters, but Martha Burke.
Good old Martha Burke, that's right.
I'll tell you two words that I was shocked to hear come out of her mouth this weekend. Absolutely shocked to hear two words come out of her mouth.
What?
I know where you're going.
My husband.
Yeah, that's right. I thought the same thing.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
I could not. I heard that. I was like, what? Her husband? You gotta be kidding me. No way.
So, Rich, you just you packed up the gear and went down.
Yeah, of course, Martha Burke was going to make a big speech. Now, they had to their permit put them in a field which was about a half mile from the front entrance of Augusta. And right down the street from that field were also the people who were protesting Martha. They all had signs that said, we support you, Hootie, and whatnot. And there was a fairly big group of people. Cops everywhere. I mean,
Sure.
like hundreds of cops.
Now, Reverend Jesse Jackson had blown his horn about making an appearance down there, and I thought he was going to show up. But I guess what? No Jesse.
No Jesse.
He was a no-show.
I think there's a representative from the Rainbow Push Coalition, his group, but he wasn't there.
They had a permit to protest for, I guess, 7 hours, but the whole thing only lasted 50 minutes?
Yeah.
An hour?
Long enough for
something
some
like
cameras.
That. So explain how many people were actually part of this contingent of hers.
Where they just throw up a desk in some field or what?
Yeah, the way it was set up was that there is this big field right along the main strip in which everyone has to drive by to get into the Masters. It's Washington Road, which is the main drag in Augusta. And so they brought this stage, kind of a set-up makeshift stage with a big podium, and they had a bunch of banners and everything. And as you walk up, there was this giant inflatable pig, which I guess represented the pigs in at Augusta. I
was
don't
wondering
know.
about what that pig represented.
Hootie.
Yeah, I guess so. But the best sign...
Chauvinist pigs like me.
Yeah, but the absolute best sign was they had this giant cardboard Klansman, and he had this really small button on that said Masters. So it's supposed to show that, members of Augusta are Klansmen, but in essence, it looked like from a distance that the Klan was there supporting Burke's cause. I was like, okay, that's nice. It was right next to their stage. I'm like, okay, good one. Great idea. So, there were a bunch of people. I'd say Martha only had about 40 of her supporters there.
Nobody showed up.
Nobody
big
showed
crew,
up.
yeah.
But
Because nobody cares.
But there were about 150 media people there.
Of course.
The media outnumbered the protesters, huh?
Oh, cameras everywhere. And people just, who wanted to see the spectacle. People were walking by and say, okay, what's she saying? Kind of people waiting to find out if she was going to, start blowing her top or whatever. So, I thought it might be a good idea to make a sign, which big, bright orange sign, which on one side read, "Make me dinner," and the other side said, "Iron my shirt."
Perfect.
So
How big was this sign, Rich?
it was
cardboard.
big old poster board sign.
Big poster
It
board
was in
size.
fluorescent orange.
Yeah, you couldn't miss it. So what I did was I got as close as I could to the front of the stage.
That you did.
And waited to the absolute most opportune time to jump out right in front of Martha.
People like us are good for our word. We're going the distance. We are saying to Mr. Johnson, open up that door for women. And we want all these men in there who are fathers to tell their daughters that they're not good enough to play. We won't take second-class status anywhere in the world. So Augusta, open the door. We'll be back. And I guarantee you will include women. It's only a matter of time. All right?
Now, this is a woman. That's not Martha. She's from some national organization of women.
She looks like Martha.
They all look like
exactly the
Martha. They
same.
all look like her.
Oh, yeah. She was just the angry, short-haired,
The
screaming.
opening act.
Oddly enough, all these women protesting these old men who are at Augusta all look like these old men who are members of Augusta. That's the irony.
Here's Martha.
Does anybody doubt After hearing that we will prevail? We will. I understand that we have been defined as an illegal group. If there are 2 or more of us, I challenge Ronnie Straight to apply that standard to the anti-abortion protesters that show up regularly to curtail women's rights in Augusta, Georgia.
Very nice of her to drag abortion into this.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
It's very nice of her to
Where did that come from?
try to, work the abortion.
Hey,
angle.
knock out all your causes at once while you got a camera in front of you.
Good, very good.
Woo-hoo! All right! Woo! Yeah!
That is
Go!
iron my shirt.
Iron my shirt!
I had a guy call me
Woo!
that
Make me dinner!
night, middle of the night. He says, "Woman, why don't you come on over here and wash my dishes?"
Yeah! Now you're talking! Woo-hoo!
The sheriff has washed us out today in terms of a good location. I hope you're not too muddy out there, but we're just glad to be here, as they say.
Make me dinner!
All right, now, she notices you there,
Yes.
obviously, and she's addressing you.
Yes.
She sounds like
Okay.
she's chuckling under her breath.
Yeah, notice how she's slightly, very under her breath, like, hey, and the sheriffs were real good to
yes.
get us in this nice location here.
What are the people around you doing, her supporters?
All the women just freeze, and you see all the cameras just go and just shoot right towards me.
All the cameras were on you.
Just like right off her, and all the flashes start going.
Perfect.
And here's the scene. I mean, there's the stage, and here's her supporters. Maybe like 10 feet back, and right in the circle, right between her supporters and the stage, is me with this giant
you're
sign.
just right front and center. It's
Standing like you can't see her
hysterical.
through my sign. Like I'm standing up, holding it above my head, right in front of her face.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Okay, I've seen your dinner now. Let's
Oprah rules! Let's go, Oprah! Woohoo!
Yes, joining us. They're right here behind us. They sent their
Still trying to
special
go on.
representative.
Vacuum my floor!
Be able to take pictures of their representative. There is none. I want to
That's the cop.
More of that story is coming up next after the short break. You're listening to the best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99.